Hey guys, I didn't really do an intro to this tier list, so I just wanted to record a quick clip and say that this tier list is a lot more talking. There's less Pokemon on it. We spent a lot more time on these guys. It's supposed to be a lot more informative and less entertaining. So I hope that you guys like it. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy this more educational focused content, and leave a like and a comment saying thank you to ArtOfKilling for spending all this time. And with that, we will get to the tier list. Hello, people. We are back once again, and as you see the empty tier list in front of me, you probably know what's going on here. I am once again going to put together a tier list now that it's been over a month since the new PvP changes have dropped. The meta has settled, and it'll be fun, I think, to compare the tier list I made with Smooge about a little over a month ago when all these new guys dropped, the Heatran, Jirachi, and such, to this one now that we have a better idea of how things have gone. Instead of Smooge with me here today to shill Azumarill and Fake Mons, I'm joined here by ArtOfKilling. You can say hello to the people if you would like.
Hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
We're back again. Hopefully this time we do a much more sensible tier list. I'm not saying anything. I ain't saying anything. But we're taking it serious this time. We're gonna have some debates, me and Fidget. We're definitely not gonna agree on everything, but we can find a mid-ground on something. So yeah, let's see what we got here. We got some interesting models, and I can see that we have a guest, which is quite visible in the middle, if you guys can see.
He's a bad man. I had to put him here manually, but he's important to talk about.
Mr. Diglett.
Mr. Diglett. But before this broken ground, let us talk about a different broken ground and kick this off. We're not going to go over as many Pokemon in this tier list, but we're going to spend more time on the more relevant Mons. So we're not going to be talking about your Jolteons and your Donphans and what have you, but we will be talking about guys like Gliscor. Now, I think that now that Gliscor has been... Now that Heatran and Jirachi have dropped and the meta is time to settle, I don't know if you've seen, but Heatran's most common ally is Gliscor. I think that he fits very well in the metagame right now. I think he's one of the best Mons. I think he's a very annoying guy. I think he's very annoying. Since he has all of his tools, all the hazards in the world, he can really fit any hole in any team and do what you need him to do. And I would put him in S. I don't know about you.
I can't disagree with that, honestly. Gliscor is a mon which has everything. It has the typing, one of the best typings in the game, ground flying. It fits every archetype except hyper offense, and even hyper offense it has the
suicide lead potential.
Suicide lead set, exactly. It's a mon which kinda has a decent speed tier. It has insanely good base stats in HP, in defense, def, attack, everything. It's the jack of all trades. You can use it as a physical wall. You can use it as a def wall. You can use it as a hazard setter, toxic, U-turn, taunt,
sweeper,
protect, roost. What else can you say? It's the best mon in OU right now. There is no debate about that. That's what I believe.
I know it's not relevant,
kind of debate,
but I don't know. I don't know if you know this. Sorry, go ahead. You go ahead.
What are you saying? No. I didn't hear you.
No. It's just funny you say he fits on everything but not hyper offense, because in Gen 9 OU right now, in PSL, there's this Aurora Veil team going around and they're literally running Swords Dance Agility Gliscor, bro. I swear to you. It's the funniest team ever. They've got like a Jetpack Volcanion and stuff. Comment down below if you're tapped into Gen 9 and you know what I'm talking about. But sorry, that's not relevant at all. So you please continue. And for those who don't know, ArtOfKilling is a very accomplished player. He has, I think, very good opinions and a wealth of information to share compared to a washed up gamer like me or Smooge. So
no, it's okay, man. It's okay. I just studied this this game for too much. So it's not about accomplishments. It's just about like being reasonable, you know. So yeah, about Gliscor, it's
everything. He can do everything.
Yeah, poison heal. Like
poison heal, no status.
Alone, even if it doesn't, you can't get status if you have toxic. It's too much. Yeah, so
he's a bastard.
That's what I say.
Yeah, definitely rank 1 material, SMON material right there. What do you think about Garchomp?
Garchomp, at a certain point, it was the main ground type. The Gen 5 Mon, which extended its way up to further gens, even until Gen 8, it was still OU. I would say it kind of fell off a little bit. Not S tier. Definitely debatable between
A+A
and A+, yeah. I would say I wouldn't disagree that much when it's put in A+, but I believe that it's kind of A right now.
I agree.
Just because of...
Gliscor's taking his job.
How... Yeah, and also not only that, but... I like, in terms of picking the ground type in your teams, most of the times it's favorable to pick Gliscor over Garchomp, just because you kind of don't have to worry about the flying, like missing the flying type. Because if you're gonna put Garchomp, you definitely need a Levitator, which doesn't get like destroyed by Excadrill. I'm not talking about Rotom-Wash.
Yeah.
I'm talking about something which is flying, like our beloved Dragonite, for example. You're gonna have to run maybe a Skarmory, a Gyarados, something that is flying which resists the Excadrill.
Yeah, so Garchomp feels a lot more niche than Gliscor, less splashable than he once was, perhaps.
Yeah, and also Garchomp, you gotta have to know what kind of set you need in your team. It also has the versatility of Gliscor, but I think right now in this meta, it's much more favorable to pick Flying Ground over Dragon Ground.
Yes, it is unfortunate, but our Land Shark has fallen a little bit. But you know who hasn't fallen? Dragonite. With weakness policy, I think he got a brand new best item. I don't know if people are playing this on non-screens team, because you know me, I'm a cheeser, but I think that Dragonite weakness policy is really, really good. I myself think I might want to put him like A+, even though Dragonite has to run like Earthquake now. I've really liked using Banded Dragonite recently. I had him on my Alakazam team. I think that his defensive profile is great. He can switch into some stuff one time, even if you're not using him as a setup sweeper. And if you are using him as a setup sweeper, he's still great. And if you dare to hit this guy, you have to consider the weakness policy always now, I think, right? Like, you have to be worried about hitting with a super effective move if he's full HP. How do you feel about our little bird type here?
I have some mixed feelings about it being A+.
Where do you want to put him?
No, I don't want, like I explained to you, I don't want this tier list to be about what Art thinks.
No, of course not, but let us know what you think. Where would you have put him?
Yeah, I would put it in A. I believe weakness policy, of course, gave it a boost, but you're kind of gonna have to sacrifice Fire Punch.
Yes, 4-move syndrome is an issue now. Earthquake versus Fire Punch for sure.
If you're gonna play Dragon Dance, and if you're gonna play Fire Punch, then, I mean, you're gonna play Earthquake instead of Fire Punch, then the Ferrothorns are gonna annoy you, the Skarms are gonna annoy you. I just feel like it got boosted, definitely. I'm not saying, even if it was originally A and it got boosted with weakness policy, I'm not gonna put it A+.
Okay.
Due to the speed, I would say due to the speed, due to me thinking that it still can get countered with Mons which are gonna be discussed further on. A+ to me means that this one has many versatile uses, and I don't think Dragonite is that one that can be put in A+.
Yeah, he's not too versatile. Well, we can see what Mons go above him and see if it see how the tier list looks later and see if he should get adjusted a little bit.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it staying A+ for now. But let's see further on if we're gonna put more A+ Mons.
We'll see how A+ looks later. Yeah, but how? So you think he, even with the weakness policy, you think he's not he's a bit shakier now that he has to choose between Fire Punch and Quake? Have you been running much Banded? What D-Knight do you run most recently?
D-Knight, I love Bandit, of course.
Yeah,
I love the straight up either one-hit KO or close to one-hit KO or two-hit KOs. I believe that against Hyper Offense, DD is better. Against Balanced and Stall, CB is better.
Totally. I like Choice Band. I've really enjoyed slapping CB Dragonite on my teams. Another pseudo-legendary is who we have next with Tyranitar. Where would you put our big sand-setting friend, gamer? What do you think about Tyranitar?
Tyranitar is I feel like I have some mixed feelings about this meta as well. I see it less, that's for sure. I love them on. But I feel like these days people haven't been playing Tyranitar that much. Although it's one of the best Zapdos switches.
That's true, yeah.
I feel like it kind of got affected by the introduction of Jirachi and Heatran, but it didn't fall off itself. Like, it's not like, for example, Skarmory didn't exist and Tyranitar and Skarmory came in, for example. Or like, whatever, Gastrodon, for example. But I feel like Tyranitar is not that favorable this meta. It didn't fall off, but it's not that favorable of a mon. I would put it in A-. It's somewhere between A- and A, but I can't determine yet.
Understandable, yeah, we'll have to see how it fleshes out. I always thought that T-Tar was overspammed in this game. I know T-Tar is a fantastic mon, don't get me wrong, but like, I feel like people play this guy so much, so I feel like if anything, his usage has gone down to like the appropriate level. But yeah, now that there's another Spadef option in Heatran, maybe people aren't spamming Assault Vest as much. And now that Zapdos is a little bit weaker with the addition of Heatran, maybe people don't feel the need to be putting T-Tar on everything. Who's to say? Yeah. Maybe it's stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
You know who didn't get better?
Conk being played much.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's a really good point. I think that Conk being, like, in my opinion, one of the most threatening mons right now is really bad news for our Tyranitar players, because if they want to lock themselves into a choiced move, they can get punished like severely for that. You might have to sack him on or like give up a bulk up, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So if anything, he definitely, puts you in some unfavorable situations now that Conk has gotten more popular. And you know who?
I'd keep it at A. So
A-?
Let me know.
A- you mean, right?
Yeah, I'd put it A-. Yeah. A-.
Okay. Now, I'm so excited to say this. You know who did fall off?
Mr. Scizor.
Mr. Scizor. Stupid ass Mr. Scizor. Can't just run your CB bullet punch spam anymore. He's actually rank 3 in usage currently. He's fallen below Garchomp and Dragonite, I think. And I think that, what is it? Gliscor is right on his tail. It's also like the lowest win rate mon, like the top 10. I think that Scizor's usage is propped up by people just spamming teams that they had viable from before all of the updates and additions. You get what I mean? I still respect him, but I think a lot of sets like I think Roost SD is a lot worse now that Heatran is here. I think a lot of sets got worse with the introduction of Heatran, which I was happy with because I did not like Scizor as a rank 1 mon. I think out of who we have here, it feels most apt. Oh, but he has a steal. It's hard when we don't have...
I think it's still A. For simple reasoning is that this mon plays around the idea of not being fished by fire because it's the only weakness.
That's true.
So Yeah, Heatran came in, but is everyone really playing Heatran? When I look at the usage, it's below 10%. So that means if a Scizor player is playing around the idea of not facing a Heatran, Scizor is still Scizor. That's why it's still high in usage. It's still high as a mon that you can see in tournaments, for example. Scizor is still Scizor. Scizor is still a mon that if you're not running a flying type, if you're not running a poison type, if you're not running a ghost type, the U-turn will hurt a lot.
Yeah, banded U-turn is always going to be really annoying, and forming those Volt turn cores with Rotom will never get old. Never get old.
So to me, I still see it as a top tier mon. Just because it's typing and movesets and damage and like viability says so.
You're right. He's still good. I got too excited to say he fell off.
It definitely it got decreased if we're talking about a meta where everybody has, because in our meta right now, I don't know if I can judge it by the way that everybody has Heatran or Heatran exists and we have to judge it based off that. Which one are we gonna choose?
That's true. That's very hard because it depends on how much we value. It's like ladder versus tournament, I guess. Like, you're not gonna see many Heatran, so it's still pretty fine to spam Scizor. But like, if this was like Pokemon Showdown, you could just type in Heatran and get your Heatran. I think that he would be worse. But I think maybe as more people get Heatran, maybe as his usage rises. What's Heatran out right now? Let's see. PvP statistics. 8.24 and 55% win rate. So
8.24 is like not that good for a mon, which is very viable in this meta and very strong.
Yeah. So he's right next to Skarmory and Amoonguss. Yeah, Scizor though
is one of the best typings in the game right now. Like,
true, fire's good. Fire's good.
Like look at the mons that we have chosen right now. What switches into Magma Storm with least drawback?
I guess Titar. Or if you're a careful Gliscor, then it's Gliscor. Depends on the Gliscor spread. I like that Gliscors have had to go careful now that Heatran is here. Or even faster. I run like full speed Roost on, not full speed, but like I outpace Jolly Gyarados. So like I can always switch into Heatran and just roost that shit off. But it definitely depends on your team comp. But if you're like Protect or you're like Impish Gliscor, then the answer is probably like Tyranitar or Garchomp, I guess.
And you would need Superpower or Earthquake.
That's true, yeah. You would need to be able to touch it. That's true.
But back in the days, what would threaten only Infernape was a threat to Garchomp or a Tyranitar in terms of being a fire offensive mon. Volcarona could have been always countered with AV Titar and careful Garchomp. So right now, Heatran became a headache for those two mons.
Speaking of fire types, you know who kills everyone right here? Big Boss Infernape.
Fire types? Yeah, Infernape, yeah.
Big Boss Infernape hits a lick on every single one of these mons.
Yeah.
But we'll get to him later. Sorry. Don't want to get off track. He's still 3 rows down. My bad. Getting ahead of myself here.
It's okay.
Ferrothorn. How do you...
I love that one. I love it.
I love Ferrothorn too.
I'll be biased. Don't ask me about them all.
I'm a big fan. I think that Steel is broken in this game. I love Ferrothorn even in metagames where Steel doesn't have the broken resistances. All that annoys me about Ferrothorn is you have to run Bullet Seed for Suicune, which I think is really funny.
Yeah.
But
it's so annoying.
Ferrothorn is a very versatile mon. He doesn't have very reliable recovery aside from Leech Seed, but I think he's very splashable. He has great typing. He has a great water resist, great hazard setter. Another very versatile mon. Steel is great. Where would you think to put our boy Ferrothorn? Ferrothornium.
Ferrothorn is up in the sky.
I think he's way up too. I think he's definitely. I would just leave him there. Don't worry. I think he's like potentially here. Me personally, but I don't know if you think that's crazy.
No, I love this one, and I could go and say and make a paragraph about how I love this one. Bro. Ferrothorn, you're only weak to 2 typings, fire and fight. How often can you see fight? How often can you see fire? And it's easy to fit just by adding Gliscor, Jellicent. You have a nice core that covers what Ferrothorn is weak to. What threatens Ferrothorn from that perspective is only Leaf Storm, HP Fire Serp, or maybe a Volcarona just because it has that dual access. Even a Jellicent with a Ferrothorn with Toxic, maybe if that Volcarona doesn't have Giga Drain, you can get away with it. Ferrothorn is a mon that can fit balance. It's one of the best mons that you can fit in bulky offense. It's one of the best mons that pressure stall, because if you can see, not many stalls run Amoonguss, not many stalls run grass types. So every time you click Leech Seed, it's gonna matter a lot. It's a mod that can annoy Tentacruel. It's a mod that can stay on Gliscor, put rocks and Leech Seed. It's a mod that can knock off.
Yeah, one of the only viable knockoffers. Yes, I was waiting for you to get to that, because man, do I love knockoff, bro. And Ferrothorn is one of the only mons that can run it. I also really like Ferrothorn paired with Bolt Starmie, since Bolt Starmie has gained so much popularity. It really complements Ferrothorn, since it resists, just like Jellicent, like you said, the complementary typing, resisting the fire and the fighting.
Exactly, and also, it's one of the best pivots into Rotom-Wash. It's one of the best semi-answers if you don't get burned to Suicune. And even if you get burned, you Leech Seed, Bullet Seed, you force it into sleep. That's something that not many mons can do. Annoying Suicune to the point where it can sleep, that's not something that a lot of mons can do.
Yeah, Suicune
is a mon. Suicune is a mon that if you don't have grass or electric, it could sweep you. It can sweep you.
Absolutely.
It's just gonna calm mind, rest. Then what are you gonna bring into what's called Ice Beam? Technically, practically nothing. So Ferrothorn is a mon. I love that mon, bro. Don't ask me about it, but I just love that mon.
Ferrothorn's a great mon. Make sure you guys put Ferrothorn on your teams. You didn't even pair that guy with Heatran. Fuck it, go double fighting.
Yeah. Weak. Why not? Yeah.
Why not? You got the Flash Fire. Excadrill. Excadrill is a very versatile ground. I love getting rocks up on Magic Bounce. I've seen you. I don't see very many people do it, but I've seen you run Careful Drill, because Careful Mold Breaker Excadrill is a great switch into guys like Rotom-Wash, because you can Earthquake, you can run Toxic and switch into Zapdos and get off the Yoxic pretty easily, as well as Volt Block. Careful Drill is a mon that can get up rocks, and if their defogger is not Gliscor, if it's instead Zapdos or Rotom, you are going to harass that defogger very much. Excadrill, a very versatile guy. Did I place Ferrothorn last time, or did you place Ferrothorn?
No, we can't just put it there, and I like that one.
Where are we thinking Drill goes?
Looking for. I think Drill goes in the same tier in Tyranitar. It does all of what you said, but when Gliscor is around, that one, like,
that's actually a great point.
You gotta respect it.
Can't put him in A when he's completely invalidated by big boy Gliscor. God, I hate Gliscor. God, I hate Gliscor. Comment down below if you hate Gliscor, because that's a very hateable mon.
It's like you can't Toxic it, you can't Earthquake it, you can't put Stealth Rock on it.
You're just blocked.
Like, it completely denies you. The only way you can cheese a Gliscor if you're in Sand Rush with Life Orb and you're +2
and
Iron Head.
You flinch that man.
And how often do you see a flinch happening? And it's not that much. But Excadrill is definitely a very good mon. It's definitely a very viable mon outside of Sand teams.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially, yeah, it's especially known to be back in the days the not Garchomp suicide lead with Sash, putting rocks, dying, and you're doing your job. But these days, there are many things which can deny that, like Bold Starmie, which is coming up right after Jirachi. So let's get it.
Jirachi.
I don't mind it being an A. Yeah.
Jirachi. I am thinking like A plus A, one or the other. It's a steal. I love that it's here. We got a Healing Wisher. I love that we got a Healing Wisher. I, as a hyper offense cheeser, I've said for a very long time, oh, if we get Jirachi, I'll have a Healing Wisher, and now I can bring my Conkeldurr back to life. But Jirachi is not just a cheeser. It has a lot of cool stuff. I've seen people run Calm Mind. I've seen people run Iron Defense. I've seen people run Dual Dance with like Cosmic Power. I've seen people run Body Slam, Rocks, Wish. I've seen people run Scarf Offensive with Trick. I've seen people run it without Trick, which is like Ice Punch with HP Invest, without with Attack Invest. He can just do a lot. He's a very, very versatile Mon. Where did you have him on your tier list? A plus or A?
A plus.
A plus? I was afraid
I'll tell you, but my A plus is your A, because I had S minus, which
okay, I got you.
Was there.
I gotcha. So I think he's right around here. If I put him an A plus, would be lower than D Knight. What do you think about our newly added Steel?
I love that Mon. I love it more than Heatran. Like personally, I like using it, or it fits my enjoyment of the game more than Heatran. It definitely fits bulky offense more than Heatran. It gave bulky offense more life. It's a Mon that can be used in balance. Even I think it can be used in rain as a substitute Thunder Water Pulse Mon as well.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that set on Smogon. Yeah. I was like, bro, they're cooking too hard. With the permanent rain, they've got like Sub Water Pulse Thunder. Nah, that made me so mad to see. If I run into that, bro, 30% Thunder is turning to 60%.
Yeah, and also Jirachi, you can use it as a pivot. What I like about Jirachi is that if you're using careful Jirachi, you can pivot into Gengar, Hydreigon, Raikou, Zapdos, all of the ones which are faster than you, that don't one-hit KO you, you can switch and get the slower U-turn. So that's something really nice for Jirachi.
That's true.
Not only that, the idea of Serene Grace is outside of Togekiss, with the ability to get Ice Punch Frozen, Body Slam Para, Iron Head Paraflinch, Fire Punch Burn, Thunder. It's just nice. It's a nice addition to our meta. I don't know. It's just very good to have. It's
very
a very good one to have, and I think A is a fine place for it. Honestly.
Also just very splashable, because it can fit your needs. Like a lot of these high-ranked Mons. And it's a steal, and it took Scizor down from his throne, which makes me very happy. I love Jirachi. Shout out Peepster, Jirachi's his favorite Mon. Starmie is next. I'd probably put him A+, but I'm a big Bold Starmie shill. I think that Bold Starmie is a great switch into Gliscor, and there's not very many of those. Doesn't care about Toxic. It doesn't care. It can remove the hazards that Gliscor sets up on you. It forces them to run U-turn. I think if Gliscor runs U-turn, it's wasting a slot, personally, but I'm a big U-turn Gliscor hater. I love this Mon. I think it's so splashable, but I could easily see it being the top of A instead of in A+. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should put him next to Ferrothorn, actually. Honestly, I feel like I thought, man, this is an A+ Mon, but then I see Ferrothorn in A, and I'm like, man, do I really think that this guy's better than Ferrothorn? Like, that much better than Ferrothorn? But I love Bold Starmie.
Different Mons.
I love
utilities. but it's the thing is about Starmie. You can't compare it with Ferrothorn.
Yeah, it's not a hazard setter. Has removable.
Yeah.
Has removal.
I would compare it with Rotom-Wash, or compare it with Tentacruel. Or I would compare it, for example, with Jellicent in terms of being a fighting resist / immunity, for example. To me, I see that the reason why Starmie is that high these days is that it's much more favorable for you to rapid spin than defog. Because
I agree.
In terms of defog, the best 2 defogging Mons, or let's say 3, are Gliscor, Rotom-Wash, and Serp. But would you want to run Serp defog compared to AV or like Lead Seed? It kinda comes 3rd or 4th maybe in terms of Serp utilities, I would say. So Starmie is also, let's not forget, like, yes, shout out to Spellin for this bold Starmie set.
Offensive Starmie is still great.
Offensive Starmie is crazy in hyper offense meta.
Uncheckable coverage. If you run HO, this mon's gonna shit in your mouth.
Exactly. Surf, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt. What are you bringing? Nothing.
Oh man, when they have Psychic too and they hit my Conk, it's a bad feeling. It's a bad feeling. I've even seen Trick Specs, which is hilarious.
Starmie is nice. Starmie is really nice.
Starmie is really nice. If you look at everyone we have, it kind of goes well into literally everyone except Ferrothorn. It hits everyone super, and Scizor, I guess. But Scizor doesn't want to switch in, right?
Yeah, you could run HP Fire, and you'll be good.
That's true, you can run the rare HP Fire Starmie. A lot of you guys, you wouldn't know about that. You wouldn't know about that. Oh, excuse me. Okay.
And what comes up next?
His
washing machine.
Partner in water typing and removal. I feel like the A is getting crowded.
Life's good. It's the life's good, man.
That's true.
And I can't drop it below A. No way in
No, I'm not putting him below A.
Drop it below
It'd either be A or A+. I'm thinking about moving Starmie up, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave him like this for now.
You know why? I'm rating it like highly still in this meta? Is because it's a one that could punish every Stealth Rocker except Excadrill and Ferrothorn. If you run, for example, Wisp, you could annoy Ferrothorn. If you run Toxic, you could annoy Gastrodon and Garchomp. You can Hydro Pump the Gliscor. You can still Volt Switch. It still has the bulk. It's still one of the best
switches into Mamoswine
resistances in the game. Yeah, definitely. To me, it's much safer compared to Starmie.
Absolutely.
Yes, Starmie has the recovery, but one time you get predicted with Earthquake, you're not gonna enjoy it unless you're faster. So Rotom-Wash and Electric also, like,
Volt Switch,
you are a mon that forces ground types to exist in teams compared to Starmie. Like, you're not gonna pivot in. You don't have the also Rotom-Wash is a nice partner to Jirachi. They cover each other's typings.
That's true. Nice little Volt turn action.
With Jirachi, yeah, you cover grass. For example, if you are weak to Serp, you could run Careful Jirachi with a Rotom-Wash, and you U-turn Iron Head, or U-turn pivot out into something else.
The same as
the fire weakness of Jirachi. Yeah,
kind of applicable to Heatran because you cover the water and the ground, and Heatran covers the grass. But yeah, Rotom has a lot of really good partners. It's a great partner mon. It's complementary to so much. Yeah. It's fills a very unique role in having Levitate and being able to check Mamoswine for so long, because there's like no Mamoswine checks in the game, and Starmie like barely even if you're running bold checks that guy. So yeah. Rotom very unique. No one does it like him, basically. Tentacruel, I think the worst of the bulky waters that we have pulled up with so far. We might actually have one of these lower letters now. Finally.
Yeah.
B?
I would like to discuss it, where it stands in this meta first.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about Tentacruel.
You can start. You can go ahead.
I think that Tentacruel
say.
at least can switch into Heatran, doesn't get toxic. It has to be running Earth Power, and I've seen a lot of people actually opt for like Magma Storm HPS, which is crazy, but like you'll blank that entirely. You can absorb the toxic, you can spin away the rocks, as well as Magma Storm. So if you spin, you'll take the residual down from Magma Storm. I am not sure if I've loaded up Tentacruel in this game, if I'm being entirely honest with you. But I think that he is the worst out of the waters that we have listed so far. He provides the least utility. He doesn't have reliable recovery like Starmie. He doesn't have a pivot move. He doesn't have T-Spikes, which is good. But I usually don't fear Tentacruel too much, I guess I could say. Don't respect it as a mon. What about you?
For me, Tentacruel, I like using that mon generally. Sometimes when I fail in finding a defogger or a spinner, when I have like 3-4 mons in my team build, sometimes I opt for Tentacruel. In my opinion, it's not the best rapid spinner or defogger in the game due to it not having any recovery or pain split type of move.
Yeah.
So basically, in the meta of potentially finding hazard stack a lot against stall, for example, you're not gonna survive the test of time. You're gonna be pressured coming into spikes and trying to spin into a mon which could have a rocky helmet or spin into a ghost type. Sometimes you're not gonna be in a favorable position. I would rate it as a special wall to ones like Volcarona,
Infernape,
Hydreigon, Infernape mixed, for example, Chandelure when it existed, Gengar not so bad. What else could I? Maybe Serp if you have Sludge Bomb. Maybe that's like a maybe because Leaf Storm +2 is always threatening as well. But yeah, that's also Rain. It's a nice one to have against Rain. It's a nice one to have against Sun. It's a utility type of mon, not highly ranked, sometimes viable. So that's why I would also put it in a lower tiers, because it doesn't fit Hyper Offense, for example. You wouldn't see it that much in balance. It's a utility type of mon, so maybe B+ would be alright for it.
I'll re-add D if we need to.
Yeah, maybe like between those two, B or B+, I don't mind it existing there, yeah.
Okay, makes sense to me. Splashable for Hydreigon. Hydreigon's annoying. Volcarona also makes sense to me. I'm gonna leave him there for now, but we'll see if we'll see how the rest of the list looks and see if we move him up to B+. Mamoswine is a mon that I have used, unlike Tentacruel, quite often. Mamoswine has to be one of the funnest and most satisfying mons to click with in the entire game. He has like no switch-ins aside from Rotom-Wash. If you're running Bandit, it's going to get punched in the face. It's a rocker that Gliscor cannot defog on, unlike Excadrill. So Gliscor users, they love to see a rock Excadrill. They hate to see a rock Mamoswine. I think that with all of the additions recently, Jirachi and Heatran, Mamoswine got even better. And I would rate him around A+, because I think that there are very sparse switch-ins, and he will most likely be making progress if he is allowed to enter the field freely. You think A+?
I would like to announce something.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you don't know it.
Okay.
Mamoswine is my favorite OU mon.
Oh? Hell yeah. I thought it was Crawdaunt.
It's been... No. No, Crawdaunt is definitely a one of my favorite as well, but Mamoswine is just it's been my favorite, and also in my respectable opinion, like it is the best offensive mon in OU. There is no doubt about that. It is the best. Ice is the best offensive typing. You're talking about ice ground, where you hit what's flying and you hit what's grounded. Can you imagine that? Like, it's just too good.
Mamoswine LARP has been a term that I used for a very long time. I don't know if you've ever played Gen 9 OU, but I love to play Mamoswine LARP Great Tusk with like bulk up, rapid spin, and then just ice spinner and earthquake, because like nothing beats Mamoswine coverage. It is the hitter. Nothing is switching in unless your name is Rotom-Wash, because he's unique like that unique musculature. So I can totally get why he'd be your favorite guy.
Also to mention, there is something else which has few niches outside of Stola and Trick Room, which is considered the Mamoswine answer. Mr. Bronzong.
True! Oh, Bronzong.
Later.
Big Zonger is a Mamoswine answer, totally. He's just not too splashable, but you will see him on fat stuff sometimes. Alright, you know who I don't like though?
In my opinion.
Sorry, you go ahead, you go ahead.
No, it's okay. We're kind of overlapping because of the MS, the ping. So
yeah, the delay, yeah, no worries.
That. Yeah, the delay, yeah. So go ahead.
I was just gonna say I hate Cloyster, and I'm glad that Bronzong also checks him. Because Cloyster is next, and Bronzong is a decent Cloyster answer. Because he checks the Icicle Spear and the Rock Blast.
One last thing I'm gonna say about Mamoswine. It's the best ground type to switch into Zapdos.
Yes.
That you can threaten get out.
Mm-hmm.
I know you might get hit with Hurricane. What are the odds of getting hit with Hurricane? But you can take the risk. Like, it's a mode that allows you to take the risk compared to anything else. If you're switching it Gliscor, the best thing that you can do in front of a Zapdos is Toxic. Same thing goes to the Garchomp. Best thing you could do if you have CB Stonage. Other than that, it's Toxic. But Mamoswine, you're switching it, and you can click Icicle Crush, Icicle Spear, knowing that the Zapdos is either it can be slower, or it is gonna be forced to switch out.
Mm-hmm. Nothing is comfortably switching in.
Yeah.
Next, I hope it doesn't seem like I'm rushing you. I wasn't sure how much time you had, because you were worried about a long video, so I was just trying to.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Keep it trucking.
Not that far off.
You're right, actually. We're not too far. I forgot we don't have as many guys, actually. Cloyster!
It's okay.
Bastard Mon. He got worse because of Heatran and Jirachi. Both of the steals that got added made this guy worse. I don't rate him so highly now. He's a great gem abuser. I think that he's always a mon that if you see it, you're probably gonna be like, ugh, or you're gonna be like, okay. Like, there's no in between. If you have like a Magnezone, you have a steal like that, you have a Rotom-Wash, you might be okay versus Cloyster. But if you don't have a sturdy answer to Cloyster, you might be clenching your cheeks a little bit. You might be scared. Yeah. I think he's a fish. I'd put him in the B's.
Exactly.
Either B or B+. I really don't know. Look, he goes well into a lot of the top guys. He doesn't care about. He isn't like Scizor either, actually.
I would put it somewhere between B and B. Yeah, B sounds very fair for it, honestly. It's not the best ice type. It's definitely threatening when you're not prepared for it. That's why it's a fish mon. It's a water mon. It's in the sea, so
true.
It's a fish mon.
Wait, literally, yeah.
It's also, it has nice base defense, which makes it very fat to revenge kill physical attackers. But still, as you said, it got nerfed because of Heatran's existence and Jirachi as well. it's a UU mon. That's something we gotta put into consideration. It still hasn't rose up to OU, so
is he really UU?
Of,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a UU mon. It definitely shouldn't be maybe at times, because I believe, like, I don't know, UU, what are UU players smoking? That's something that we can discuss in another time. But I feel like Cloyster is is kind of strong for UU, but not that strong for OU. It's stuck in the middle.
Yeah, he's really definitely stuck in the middle.
So I think right now in 2025, it's somewhere around B minus, B plus. B, I mean, sounds very fair for it.
We love to see that guy fall off. But our warrior who will never fall off, Big Skarmory. I've not used...
sounds fair for it.
You said A or A plus?
A minus sounds fair for it.
A minus, okay. I think that Skarm is a very... This mod will be good forever. I think that the fact that it got his full learn set here is awesome. I think that Skarm Chansey will forever be a noob killer. You're right, A- was a good call. We have to fill this out. I think that it's awesome to be able to blank Gliscor. Even if you don't really do much back to it. Same with stuff like Garchomp, Excadrill, Scizor. Skarmory is timeless. A timeless classic of a mon. You know? I think everyone at one point in their Pokemon journey has played Chansey Skarmory.
I agree with you. I agree with you. What can I say about Skarmory? Skarmory, I think it's the defensive one that has the highest defensive stats in OU. It's the second best flying defensive mon behind Gliscor. It's someone which has a very great typing, which makes it only weak to two typings, electric and fire. How often can you see fire? Maybe not that much if it's not Heatran these days, but you would see electric. And so Skarm and Rotom-Wash has always been the clash of switching in, switching out, 50-50s and mid-grounds. Skarm is a mon which is very decent against a lot of Garchomp variants, a lot of Scizor variants, a lot of D-Knight variants. It's a phaser. Not many mons get could use Roar and use it in a way where it's beneficial for it.
That's true. It's a great phaser.
Yeah, it's also a great spiker as well. I don't like it being rocks. It's a waste being rocks because you practically stay for one turn and what are you gonna do next? But sometimes if you have spikes, you could stack them up in 2 to 3 turns while your opponent doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah, Skarmory definitely a mon that takes advantage of spikes.
One of the best Rocky Helmet users, definitely, in the game. And one thing additional to it, which is gonna be talked about later, is how good it can switch into Conk.
Oh, true. Yeah.
It can take a close combat. It can take a Thunder Punch from a Sheer Force variant. And if you're running a good speed investment, you can either Brave Bird or force it out, or you just live, and you can annoy Conk back. And if it's a bulk up Conk, you can just roar it out after one bulk up. So it's a really good mon, and it's never gonna fall off. It definitely it kind of lost its niche because of the two steel. We don't see it that much because of Jirachi and Heatran, but it's still Skarmory.
Yeah, the additions of steel definitely gave us more options, so it's not as common, but it will never ever take away. It will never lose its niche of checking all these grounds, saying these hazards, and just being a generally annoying guy. Skarm is really that guy, and he has been for every generation. Damn that bird.
Yeah.
Volcarona, the matchup moth. Wow.
Exactly.
I'm about to say something crazy.
Okay, tell me.
It hurts me, but I just feel like, bro, with the Heatran having dropped, it's a lot harder to justify running Volk. And you know what? That's a good thing. It's good that Volcarona now has to choose between HP Ground and HP Ice. If you queue into a Heatran team and you're not Ground, you're getting blanked. If you're not Bug Buzz, you're getting blanked by Tyranitar. But, man, I don't know if I've queued up Volk a single time since Heatran got added. Can I tell you that?
Yeah, it's automatically getting the more consistent fire types in. Volcarona was never a consistent fire type.
Never.
It was a fishing fire type. I don't know how it made it to the to the waters, but in the seas of fishing. But it was always the fishing fire type, and it's always the one that has only one niche, and it's inside hyper offense. You're not gonna run Volk in balance. Why would you run an offensive one that you can only bring in if the field is clear? Compared
I've also
to hyper offense.
I've seen them also run Volk on that Diglett Espeon BS, the espionage team. You know what I'm talking about? With the
Yeah.
But yeah, aside from like cheesing, Volcarona has gotten much more inconsistent with the addition of Heatran, which is a good thing. You never should have been able to fish so consistently. I should not have been bringing this guy as like a Dragonite check, like for his defensive profile. Like, it's good that Volcarona fell off. It's the sign of a healthier meta.
Yeah. Because you'd have to. I mean, you wouldn't have to worry more about it. That's the good thing about Volcarona, like falling off a little bit.
Yeah, you don't have to check him in the builder as much.
Yeah, and I don't. I don't think that Volcarona practically is bad, because there is one set that you could run which can cheese Heatran. A bulky Volcarona with substitute.
Sub
Dance.
sub QD if you want to go crazy, or you can just run ground.
Exactly, but just knowing that Volcarona has to adjust something, that's not a good sign for it.
It's a good sign for the metagame, though. Hell yeah. You'll catch me counter-teaming people with Volk, though. You bring the same team like 5 rounds in a row to tournament, and I see you're 6-0'd by ground Volk, I'm bringing it. I'm teaching you a lesson in life.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, we're like an hour into this. How many more guys do we have?
You got an hour right now?
Yeah, we are at 53 minutes.
God damn.
Breloom.
Breloom.
I'd put him like A-, B+. I like Breloom.
I like A-.
I like A- more than B+ too.
Yep.
I think that Breloom with a sash is always going to be an annoying piece of shit. Oh, he got loaded dice too, actually. Yeah, not B+.
Yeah.
We're keeping him here. Okay, yeah, A- is right for sure. I wanted to put B for Breloom, but the alphabet doesn't take precedent here.
Yeah.
Breloom with Swords Dance, you're annoying everybody in the game except for Weezing, and if you have Zen Headbutt, you're killing that guy.
And Amoonguss. Yeah. And Amoonguss.
Oh, and Amoonguss. Good call. Yeah, and Amoonguss. My bad.
But they're not that common these days. Amoonguss is much more common than Weezing, but like you could still cheese teams that aren't running them with loaded dice, and not gonna lie, even without a boost, a 4 to 5 guaranteed bullet seed hurts a lot with Technician.
Yeah, Breloom is strong. I'm a big Breloom fan because it's a cheesy mon, but I used to actually, in past gens, I'd have a Breloom on all my teams, just Sash, Spore, Dishonesty. I honestly, in this game where he has all the options like Close Combat and Zen Headbutt, I have like choice paralysis and I don't bring him because I'm like, man, what do I want to do with my Breloom? It was almost easier when he had like just Mach Punch and shit, but now he's got all the other tools. Breloom with CC is a heavy hitter, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty self-explanatory mon. You guys all know what Breloom does. He spores, he swords dances, he's an annoying rat. I've seen like one person ever bring Toxic Orb Breloom to tournament and it was GB Weed, so I'm not going to acknowledge it because that guy's only bringing weird shit ever. Next!
Toxic Orb is legit, by the way.
Hey,
I'm not gonna hate on that.
I
had the team that I had the team with it. Well, it's really good, and it was the annoying fighting type in older MMO OU gens. Like 2 years ago, Toxic Orb substitute Spore was very annoying to the point where one of the answers of it was Cofagrigus. You would sack a Spore. There was no Amoonguss in OU. You would sack a Spore fodder. And you bring Kofa. And I still think that variant of Toxic Orb has uses with Bulk Up or Sword Dance, running the good spreads, running Protect. It's good.
I actually just remembered I saw somebody counter team someone in tour recently. It was either Hellscream brought, I think Hellscream brought a Toxic Orb Breloom, and it was like Swords Dance Facade, and he beat QQQ ENX. You know who I'm talking about? The rank 1 star with the Suicune. Yeah, he smashed that guy with Toxic Orb Breloom. So it's a funny counter team mod at the very least. Let's see more of that. Comment down below if you're a big Toxic Orb bringer. If you got this far, if you're 1 hour into the video and we've only got this many mods and you're still here for it, comment down below. Leave a like. Say hello to Art of Killing. All right. Magnezone.
Let's get it, bro. Let's get it.
Where would you put Zoner?
Magnezone S. Make an additional tier S. It's only there for one purpose. One purpose.
Skarmory.
You're slotting in one mon for one purpose. And hyper offense as well? Nah. I saw the QQQ team doing that, but it's doing that for another purpose of trapping Ferrothorn to not annoy Suicune.
Oh, right, Ferrothorn. That's a good point. Yeah, Ferrothorn and Skarmory. True.
But the thing is, like, outside of that, it's not really a good mod. Like, there is an additional set, which I would like to acknowledge, but still, it doesn't make Magnezone that good of a mon. Which I mean, running Assault Vest with Mirror Coat and switching it into special attackers.
I've seen AV Magnezone before the Mirror Coat technology. Serperior, I guess.
Yeah, but it's really fishy and what's the weaknesses of Magnezone? Ground, fight, fire. Fight is mostly physical. Ground is mostly physical. Fire is mostly physical outside of Volk or Flamethrower. That's about it. Doesn't boost it with its defensive like coverages that much. I would put it in B plus.
Yeah, that's
not even that. I think. No. I meant B or B minus actually, not B plus.
Hater. Oh my god. But he's good with Gliscor. No.
B sounds fair. B sounds very fair.
B's fine. Magnezone, you fell off. The Jelly Hostage. Ryu Nicholas. I put him in A minus or A. I'm hesitant to put him in A plus because I think Hydreigon got a lot better. Have you seen the calm variants of Hydreigon that are running Roost and Dark Pulse? Those are funny.
Yeah, Life Orb. Are you serious about putting it A or A plus?
I said A minus, A or A minus. No, you want to put it like S?
God damn, you love it?
No. I think it's like
ones?
No, I think it's like A minus or A. I think it's like okay because he ignores hazards. He calm minds. He's a good guy. I think he's lower than A. A minus?
No. A minus is fair, but tell me, we can debate on that. Why do you feel like it might be A?
I like that it forces Taunt on Heatran, doesn't care about the Magma Storm residual, doesn't care about Toxic. If they don't have Taunt, you're coming in on that guy every time and using him as setup fodder. I like that he ignores hazards. I think that Reuniclus is a very customizable guy like a lot of these other top tiers. I think that Double Dance will forever be an annoying broken fish. I think that it's good that he can be a conch check because there aren't that many conch checks in the game currently. And he would fit on teams that other conch checks wouldn't. You feel me?
I agree with most of what you said.
Okay.
I don't have that much of disagreements of what you were saying. I just think the only reason why I can't rate it highly, not in an individual way, but in a team-oriented way, is that sometimes it's just too slow for you to do something with it. Against stall or balance, you are gonna do something with it. But against weather and hyper offense, it's very hard to do something with it. So it's between, like, it's in a line where it's either very good against that or invisible and not, like,
it's a fishy mon.
I
get what you're saying.
I know. No. It's not even fishy. It's different. It's different. It doesn't have the fishing, like the Iron Defense. Acid Armor, Double Dance. It's a fishy set, but it's not like Volk fishy, because it's not like. But if you're gonna consider the fishing like debate, Reuniclus is not a risky mon to bring into the field compared to Volk. But when it's in the field, how much can it do against different type of archetypes? It's kind of like, it's a nice mon to have with Skarmory, for example. But at sometimes, let's say, if you're running a six mons in a team, most of the times, you would want each of them to have a role in each game. But compared to A or A+, do you see that Reuniclus would have that guaranteed...
Right, so it's not as good into all the archetypes compared to everything above it. You think it struggles too much into stuff like hyper offense. Okay.
Like, for example, Starmie will spin. Rotom will Wisp or Defog. Jirachi will Wish or U-turn or Trick. Garchomp will put rocks.
It's true. Sometimes Reuniclus just does nothing. I see what you're saying. You're right. I think A- is a good placement then.
Sometimes it just does nothing. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Sometimes it just does nothing.
And
it's
I
very
wouldn't
good
put
against a lot.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
That's how I rate it. A- is nice for it.
I think this is the correct placement too. I agree with what you're saying. I have definitely queued up my Reuniclus team, and sometimes I'm like, man, he does not have the room to do anything, to get something started or to do something. But when he does do some, he's doing a little some. He's doing a lot.
Yeah.
Gary Dose now has to consider Tangrowth, which is something.
It has to consider Tangrowth, but Bounce is something that people forget.
But Bounce means you give up coverage.
Power Whip.
Yes.
It's a fish.
I'd probably put him right around Volk in like B+, but I think that there's an argument for his defensive typing and the fact that he has Intimidate to put him into A-. I'm sure some might ask for that. I might think B+. What about you, my friend?
I personally don't like using it. I don't hate it. I think it's good. I think with DD, it's much safer than Dragonite to stay in a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Compared, like Dragonite has much more like firepower with DD, but Gyarados is hard to revenge kill more compared to Dragonite with DD. The coverage with DD is insane. You practically hit everything. You could run sub bounce. It gives a lot of room, a lot of room. When you're talking about bounce, you practically mean that your opponent would hit, like it wouldn't. It has to get hit first for it to hit.
Yeah.
And flying is a typing that a lot of teams don't have coverage for. That's why Zapdos is strong, is because
bird resist. Yeah, Zapdos is a bird resist.
Yeah, you're talking about flying at times where when you see the Smurf offense without a flying resist, a Gyarados with DD could sweep the whole team, even without bounce. It's just because of how defensive it can be and offensive it can be. I think it's definitely better than Volk. It shouldn't be placed with Volk. I think it's A minus.
You've convinced
debatable.
me.
Very A debatable as well. I'm talking about Amon. If you DD with bounce, you don't worry about Serp.
Zapdos also fell off a lot, which is good because before you always had to get the flinch, right, on Zapdos to win. You're right. Tangrowth isn't common enough for me to put him next to Volk. I'm selling him short. I get a bit exaggeratory with my swings. Thanks for keeping me in check.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You know, I saw Kosheta queue up with Hippo today.
It's very good.
Very good. I've not used him, so what do you use Hippo for?
Careful Hippo. And maybe a lot of people don't know, the famous Enchanter team that he has been crashing a lot of tournaments with in the previous meta, it was made by me. I didn't want to put it in that way, but I want to justify my reasoning behind using Hippo itself in the meta of Zapdos. Is that Hippo is one of the ground types that care less about like the defensive ones that care less about Zapdos when you're running careful.
That's true. You do switch in on Zapdos very easily.
Yeah, you switch into Zapdos very easily. Zapdos has to click Hurricane. Hurricane does below 50%. You pressure with Toxic. You put rocks in front of it. It has a lot of niches in terms of being a special wall into Gengar, into Raikou, into Volcarona, into Chandelure, and even if you're running Ice Fang, you can annoy Hydreigon. It's a ground type.
I have seen Ice Fang Hippo. It's funny.
Yeah.
One thing I just realized, just want to go back to Gyarados real quick because I realized something that changed in the meta. So even though Tangrowth makes it a bit worse for him to exist because of 3-move syndrome, he gets 4-move syndrome, excuse me, he gets a lot more setup opportunities because of Heatran. Yeah. Gyarados has crazy Spadef. I mean, sure, you get Toxic potentially, but if Heatran comes out, first of all, Heatran's a mon that's like pretty obvious to come out. So if you double into Heatran, you get your free DD. Like that's a great entry point for Gyarados. I just realized he definitely benefits from Heatran being here, I think. But yeah,
what did I tell you? What did I tell you a moment? But I told you it's debatable for A.
Yeah, you said debatable for A.
If you DD with the classical set of Waterfall,
Ice Fang, Power Whip,
Ice Fang, what counters it from the above? Only one mon.
Only Ferrothorn, or
or Rocky Helmet Garchomp.
Or I was gonna say maybe Fizdef Chomp, but it's like debatable.
That's what I'm saying. You can sweep Mamoswine, you can sweep Dragonite, you can sweep Starmie, Rotom-Wash. Scizor doesn't do shit. Gliscor. That's why I'm saying it's debatable A, but let's keep it at A.
Let's keep it at A minus. I mean, yeah, I was being a hater ass bitch, but see.
No, it's okay.
This is why I'm glad I don't have Smooch here, because we would just be like, okay, you're right. Instead of Art of Killing keeping me in check.
Stop the hate. Stop the hate.
What
Shout
were
out to Sweetie, man. We love the brother.
Nah,
man.
fuck
Let's go.
Smooge. Smooge is playing Minecraft 8 hours a day. Won't record for Alligator with me. But yeah, Hippo. Where would you... I think it's really cool that he can switch into Zapdos, because there's not a lot of guys that really like doing that. I think that...
Put it in B+.
Yeah, okay. Perfect. Mr. Amoonguss. Another Spore guy. Has Clear Smog, so he's potentially a check for Conk. Walls Breloom. Can take a hit from the aforementioned +1 Gyarados, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I have not used much Amoonguss, I think, in this game. But I think he often gets an opportunity to Spore. I think regen is always good. You see plenty of people with their, like, Mienshao, Amoonguss stuff. Yeah.
Gliscor, yeah. Amoonguss, Gliscor.
I feel like he's at the very least a minus, but I don't play him enough to say that, like, confidently, honestly, because, like, if I don't play him on any of my teams, I really value the fact that he has Clear Smog and can check Conk. I think Spore is always good. Have you used much Amoonguss recently?
Generally, not recently. Back when we had less monster to trial, I was like when Gliscor came out, I instantly ran Gliscor Amoonguss Rotom-Wash. Instantly, there is no doubt about that. It was my first PSL game, and it wasn't seen that much in MMO yet. It was almost 2 years ago. Amoonguss is grass poison. I will always rate it higher than Tangrowth. Tangrowth is great, but Amoonguss is just better. Spore, Sludge Bomb, Clear Smog, Grass Knot, HP Fire, Giga Drain. You could run Foul Play.
Stomping Tantrum for the Heatrans.
Yeah, you can also run AV on it to switch into like heavy special attackers. Like Serp, for example, it can be a Serp answer. You're talking about Regenerator, so every time you check, you throw it in as a pivot. You don't care that much of losing HP.
Definitely great Serp check. Almost forgot about that guy.
Yeah. Also, one thing to add about it, there is the Worry Seed set, which is used
Worry
against
Seed, yes, you can use it to... Oh, you Suicune? I thought I guess like Gliscor.
Wait, because I usually get confused.
Worry Seed is the one that turns you into Insomnia. It takes away your ability.
Well, no, I meant the other one then. I forgot my brain was getting fried. The other one. There is let me find it, hold on. There is another Amoonguss move that denies sleep, I think. I saw it one time. It's usually run with Toxic. Let me see it.
Should have been zoned in this entire time. Sorry, gamers.
It's not Gastro Acid, is it? Hold on. Yeah, it's Worry Seed. It prevents sleep. Yeah, it's Worry Seed.
Yeah, Worry Seed turns your guy into Insomnia. It takes away the ability.
Yeah, it prevents your
Oh, so they can't rest. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's why you use it for Suicune. You give them insomnia. You give them insomnia so they can't rest. That's funny, bro. When I said Gliscor because so you're using Worry Seed to give them insomnia. I'm used to using it to take the ability away. Like a Gliscor that's been on the field for so long. You take away its poison heal, bro, dies. Or like a Rio Nicholas. You get what I'm saying?
That's the Gastro Acid one. That's the Gastro Acid move. Gastro Acid is what nullifies the ability.
Yeah, but you're basically nullifying their ability if you're giving them the Worry Seed, because they switch from Poison Heal to Insomnia.
No, but Worry Seed targets the opponent and not allowing it to sleep. Gastro Acid removes the ability.
Does it remove it even upon switch out?
Like you are an Amoonguss, you are facing a Suicune, it Calm Minds. You click Worry Seed, it can't sleep.
Can't sleep, right. You are facing a Gliscor, it's setting up 500 times. You click Worry Seed, it takes 100% toxic damage because no longer has Poison Heal. We're agreeing.
That's Gastro Acid.
No, but they do the same thing. It doesn't take away the Poison Heal, friend. It doesn't take away Poison Heal. I mean, it does take away Poison Heal. It doesn't keep the Poison Heal. You get what I'm saying?
Gastro Acid, the user helps up with stomach acids on the target. The fluid eliminates the effect of target's ability. So it removes toxic poison heal. But when you're clicking Gastro Acid on Suicune, you're removing pressure. That's not I think you kind of misunderstood me here. Toxic Worry Seed. You Worry Seed the Suicune,
and then it can't rest. That's awesome. Sleep. That's awesome. No, I think we're agreeing. It's a great move. It's a fantastic tech. It's so cool. Worry Seed Amoonguss is sick nasty.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So Amoonguss is a good mon. It's a good mon. There's no doubt about that. And I think it's definitely somewhere between A and A minus.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Amoonguss.
That's Amoonguss.
That's Amoonguss.
I should put Pelipper here instead of maybe Kabutops. Rain as a play style, I guess we'll put down before Kabutops. I don't really rate Rain like that. I think it's an okay fish.
C.
C?
It's definitely C, both of them. Both of them are thrown in C. Why? Right. Simple as that. You're gonna keep it simple. What's the versatility of archetypes that they fit in? How versatile are they? Like, in their movesets. Pelipper is definitely much more versatile compared to Kabutops because of specs and scarf.
Yeah, Pelipper can run choice items, which is always really cool. I'm a fan of choice Pelipper.
Yeah, and Pelipper can be used maybe outside of full rain in a way where you're using semi-rain, semi-sand, or semi-whatever, and it's your speed control. Control offense mode.
I'm putting him in B- actually, because you're right. He can do a little bit more outside of range. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me.
So yeah, that's pretty much for both of them. Kabutops is Kabutops. GB Weed likes the since you spoke about GB Weed likes rapid spin Kabutops outside of range sometimes. Like I don't know. It's GB. So to me, I don't think that there's much to say about them.
Kabutops behind sand with the battle armor. A lot of you guys, you wouldn't get that. All right, shout out to my boy GB Weed. Jellicent. I love that Jellicent can no longer run, taunt, hex, wisp, recover. You have to switch. You can no longer run this set or you will be walled by Heatran, which brings me joy. Jellicent's a fantastic mon. I want to put him in A- with the other waters, or maybe A. A or A- for sure. A just feels like the water type tier. So I'm going to put him right with the other waters, because it's nice and blue. You feel me?
Yeah.
Jellicent, great spin blocker. You love to block Chansey with taunt. Great. The best what? Sorry.
It's the best spin blocker.
Oh, the best spin blocker. Yeah, absolutely. The best spin blocker. I know you for sure. Aside from Evil Dusclops, you don't see unless you're me. Lord. Yeah, I'll look out for those Dusclops. They're out there. But yeah, Jellicent. I've seen Jellicent on HO with like Scarf and Water Spout. Great spin blocker. I have not seen as much Jellicent now that Heatran is here, honestly, so I don't know if they've mixed it up. It's still got the win rate of like 54.87, so he's right up there in win rate with Heatran. He's just a very solid mon, and I think the fact that people run Curse Body and just spam recover is so hilariously evil in this game. That's like so fucked up. Free Keldeo so that Jellicent has more usage. That's what I think.
Jellicent is Jellicent. I love that mon. I've been spamming that mon for a while. Maybe not recently because I'm trying Spin Starmie and both of them in the same team. Sometimes it's just you're overlapping typings.
Yeah, too much overlapping weaknesses. It's definitely one or the other type deal for sure.
I think it fell off a little bit because of Heatran, like you said, because you no longer have the luxury of using the better set, which is Hex, compared to Scald. So now you're forced to run Scald, otherwise you're doing shit to Heatran. I think right now, because of Heatran's existence as well, it enforced more Starmie usage, because Starmie is
better into
better. You switch in,
yep.
Yeah, better into Heatran compared to Jellicent, because you can spin and pressure with Scald. I think Jellicent is also a great mon against Scizor, which is not flying, because you pressure with Wisp, you pressure with Scald. Scizor can't switch in front of you. Same thing goes for Garchomp variants. Same thing goes for most offensive mons that aren't Breloom, physical offensive mons.
Nothing likes Jellicent. Absolutely. It's a big wisp bot. It's so annoying to face. For sure, Scizor gets totally manhandled by Jellicent. I originally had a Jellicent on one of my teams because I felt pretty Scizor weak, but I decided to change it to Starmie and just put speed on my Heatran, so I had a form of removal instead. But yeah, Jellicent, great mon, can no longer run the broken set because of Heatran. Heatran is at least a plus, I think.
Heatran. It centralized the meta, I would say, and it's definitely a plus.
What do you think it centralized the meta around?
It centralized the meta around. You'll see more careful Gliscor.
Yes, absolutely. I like that though, that they can't all run Impish anymore. It's nice that they have to consider the Heatran matchup now, and that is definitely, I think, the most noticeable change aside from the fall off of Scizor. Gliscor has a lot more careful usage now, which I like. I'm glad. I used to say if they add Heatran, they'll have to run careful. They'll have to, and they're doing it. Finally.
Yeah. It also pressured Zapdos because there is another mon that Zapdos can't switch into easily. I wouldn't say Heatran is a Zapdos check because Zapdos can always vault into Heatran, vault in front of Heatran, but it's just an additional mon that that Zapdos can't come into a Magma Storm or a Toxic. Same thing goes for Serp. Serp was a demon in our meta.
Yeah.
And Heatran can force Serp into different variants.
Now we see Sub-Serp. It's awesome.
Yeah, you're making Serp be changed into different ways, you know? So that's a good sign as well. You kind of see less Chansey because Chansey can lose the 1v1 if it's Magma Storm Taunt.
You know, I've not successfully trapped a Chansey in this game.
Not yet.
It's fucked up.
Same thing goes for Chandelure. Chandelure is... I was a Chandelure user. Chandelure now is kind of... Like, when I think about wanting to use fire in my team, it's either going to be Heatran or Infernape. That's about it.
True.
It's the best.
Super important defensive typing, allowing us to no longer be oppressed by evil Serperior, which has fallen off in usage tremendously since the drop of Heatran. Like ArtOfKilling said, it takes every Heatran move except for Volt Switch. So that's always nice. If you switch him in on an Ice or a Heat Wave or a Roost, you're going to get a little something. You guys know I'm a big Heatran shill. I don't think he's S. I think Smooge actually convinced me to put Heatran as the best mon in our last tier list. I don't think that's real, but I am happy to have him. I think he's shifted the meta a lot. And yeah, I think that a lot of teams are also really weak to like plot Hydreigon now, or like taunt Hydreigon, because they'll get pwned if their Spadef wall is Heatran, right? Because they've got like taunt roost type beat sometimes.
Heatran can't beat Hydreigon if it's not running. I mean, it can't beat Focus Blast Hydreigon. That's what I would say.
We'll dodge every time. It's fine.
And also, last thing about Heatran, it's versatile in different types. It benefits its Sun as well.
That's true. It's a great Sunmon, Air Balloon, Eruption, Spadef. You can see Fast Timid. Scarf. I haven't played Scarf personally, but I think it's probably fine. Yeah, a very versatile guy. Well. Big shout out to the Fire Frog.
Now the old man, the man
evil.
that has lived for years and years holding the stones, pressuring teams.
He's probably actually A. Yeah.
I like that.
He's probably A. However, this dumb bitch is uncheckable. Give us a flying type. Give us a sidekick type. Give us Tornadus. Give us Latios. Give us Latios. If you're running a balanced team, this dumb mon is going to come in. Bop, bop, bop. Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. Like, he's just going to body bag you. There's nothing that you can do about it. Realistically, he's probably A+. My feelings make me want to put him in S. Because he feels, honestly, more oppressive than Gallade into, like, a wider variety of teams. I'm glad Gallade is gone. Don't get me wrong. But it's more like we're under new management. If you if you catch my drift. You know, the... So...
Under new management is so weird.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like it's funny that Conk was barely existent when Gallade was there?
Yeah, he was barely existent. Because we had a strong Psychic type in the meta, and we had somebody that would ignore something like Bulk Up. I think that Bulk Up behind screens is literally unfair. With Healing Wish, bro? Like, it's not even... It's cheap. Crazy. This is a cheap mon. I'll put him in A+. I'll put him in A+ instead of S. No, I'll put him in S. I'm sorry, I'm putting him in S. I'm sorry.
Hey, you wanna put him in? Just for the video.
It's for the video.
I'm gonna give you the spot just for the video. But I personally...
Yeah, let me hear what you think.
I have it... Many people are not gonna like this. I have it into the fish tier.
You have it in the fish tier? Oh my goodness. But see, I think you remember when you were talking about Rio Nicholas and you were like, in the A rank mons, they always do something in a game. Rio Nicholas might just do nothing. I feel like it's not right to call him fishy because bro's gonna do something, odds are. Like, it's, unless you've got like the most conk-proof team ever, I feel like he's at least trading.
I agree with you before the last point that you are gonna do something. But you know, do you see how like you envision how conk is threatening? Like in your mind, on paper.
On paper.
Think about sheer force or like bulk up.
Very
but
threatening.
Sometimes you really don't have the luxury to do so. You wouldn't do as much as you think. It's not like Rio Nicholas type of way, but in a way where sometimes you're just gonna break one and get traded and die. Sometimes you aren't in the great matchup to bulk up, and you're not gonna have the luxury to bulk up. Something like Tangrowth Rocky Helmet would just come Giga Drain, knock you off, and you're not gonna win the trade-off.
My opinion.
That's why I'm saying, like, my bad, but that's why I'm saying in my mind that it's kind of in the fishing tier where it wants the matchup that it's weak to.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think that my opinion might be skewed because I'm spamming screens and Healing Wish, which is definitely Conk's like best home. because he does have the time to bulk up, and even if, like, I will trade 1v1 versus the Tangrowth and then Healing Wish him back and then win. But you're right. When he's not on screens, he doesn't have Healing Wish, and he doesn't have all that support, then odds are he's probably just going to trade. He's not going to get that perfect matchup where on paper he's going to kill everything. And he might just do something. He might be mid. For sure.
You can keep him at S for
I
the
know.
fuck of it if you
Logic
want,
says
realistically speaking,
he would be A,
I feel like it's A. Yeah, A is fine. I wouldn't mind A plus for the idea of it, but still, when I make teams, I prepare for it either defensively or offensively.
Okay. I
know
gotcha.
that it might take one from my team, but it's not gonna sweep me. It's a breaker. It's not a sweeper. You get me?
Yeah. That he should be. The fact that Conk's being used as a sweeper is a horrible sign. He should not get away with this. I'll put him in A+. I'm okay with that. I'll put him in A+. That does not bother me. This still makes me happy. And also, I do feel like Gliscor's in a tier of his own, so whatever, fuck it.
Yeah.
Oh, big Zonger. I won't put him with, like, Hippo. Volk. I could even consider him higher, honestly. But I'm like a Big Zonger believer. I haven't queued up much Big Zonger. I've seen them run like Double Dance here. I've seen them run like, Rocks, Psywave or Nightshade type bead will always be here forever. Trick Room with Rocks Explosion, be here forever. There's a good Mamoswine check, as you mentioned earlier. You brought up that Rotom is not the one and only Mamoswine check in the game. Bronzong is also a guy. So I think he's in one of the B tiers, B for Bronzong. You use him much?
No. Not at all. I don't even remember it. I remember it existing. I don't have much to say. I don't want to burn a lot of brain cells around it, but I just don't feel like Zong is that much of a one. Also, you wouldn't want to stack that much steel when there is better steals.
That's true. There's many better steals.
There is better steals, but like, are you gonna run a team with Jirachi and Bronzong? Are you gonna run a team with Bronzong and Heatran? Not really. I don't know what to say about it, honestly.
I don't know what to say about it either, but I like the way he looks. I like the way he's shaped like a bell. I like that I can call him Big Zonger. And he brings me joy. I like his vibes. He gives off good vibes. Comment down below if you're a Bronzong fan. You want to keep Clefable in the list. You wanted to talk about Clef. So, what have you got to say about our pink friend here?
Clef is a forgotten mon. Right now it's in NU, but it has a lot of niches in NU, in OU, I mean. You're talking about a forgotten mon that can beat special setup sweepers with Unaware. That's something that people keep forgetting. When we talk about SERP answers, we usually mention Amoonguss, we usually mention Weezing, we usually mention Zapdos Calm, but you're talking about a free Clef that can come, Calm Mind, and pressure the SERP, pressure the Hydreigon, pressure setup sweepers, special setup sweepers that abuse Calm Mind, like Reuniglis, for example. It can win versus a non-roar Suicune. It's forgotten. It can be a Stealth Rocker. It can be a Wishmon. It can run, be a teleport.
It can knock, it can port, yep. It's got all sorts of tools. I think in Gen 5 OU, Clef is actually a top tier mon in the actual Gen 5 OU. I think they use him on like hazard stack because he ignores hazard. So right along with Reuniglis, ignoring the weather damage, ignoring the status and all that. Clef's a top tier guy in Gen 5 OU, like on Showdown. Here, the metagame is a bit more hostile to it. But yeah, definitely a forgotten mon. Definitely by me. I've used him in NU, not in OU. I think the last time I saw him in OU, he was clicking Cosmic Power being a sinner. Where would you rank our boy?
B minus or B is very fair for it, but I feel like for now let's keep it B and see what's gonna end up in B minus, because B minus with
You're right. We have a lot of Chipmons to go, so we'll see how it fills up, right? We've got like two more rows left. Stick with us, people. We're gonna have this under 2 hours. I can feel it in my bones.
Can you just give me a moment?
Yeah, you want to pause?
Yeah. Let's pause for a moment.
All right, we'll be right back, gamers. And we are back again. 1 week later, we are resuming this video. For you guys, it's 5 seconds. For us, it's quite some time. It's quite some time. Back again to finish this.
Quite some time, and we had to rearrange things, you know, because work is there, you know, so we gotta find time to finish this. We can't just have 50% of the work done. This ain't MMO type meta, where a lot of things haven't been released yet, but this is the fucking tier list that y'all been waiting for. So let's get it. Last thing we spoke about, I guess it was
Kabutops, I think, or Clef or Pelipper, one of these guys.
I feel like it was Hippowdon or Bronzong. I don't know. That's as far as my ass memory goes.
Well, maybe it was them.
Yeah, probably one of them. But yeah, so we got Gashadon next. One of the Mons that low-key got boosted in a very nice way in the past year. It went from being a passive water type with a nice ability to being a hazard stacking Mon.
Yes.
A very annoying Mon for I would say Rotom-Wash with Toxic and Stealth Rock. Like, what the fuck does Rotom-Wash do? We're talking about one of the best walls that could switch into Zapdos. We're talking about a lot of things. It can be a Mon that can handle Mamoswine leads, Excadrill, Garchomp. In my opinion, it's a very, very good Mon, and I would actually put it in A minus, as it creates a very nice synergy back then with Skarmory. I don't want to talk about Gastrodon in a way where I sound like a fan, but it's a very good Mon.
You're not a fan of the slug? I like the blue one, me personally. And I like you said, pretty much any Zapdos check. Gastrodon, since you got hazards in Generation 9, is, like you said, a lot less passive and can do a little bit more keeping the hazards up versus Rotom-Wash. Definitely the premier Rotom-Wash counter in the game, and it's always nice to have anything that can answer Zapdos. But I don't like the pink one. I'm not a fan of the pink one. I'm only a fan of the blue one. Comment down below if you are a fan of the pink Gastrodon or the blue Gastrodon if you got this far. Pink or blue? What about you, Art? Pink or blue?
51-49. A coin flip. I like both. I just can't. At times I feel like blue is nice. At times I feel like the pink one is nice. It depends, but I'm more leaning towards the pink. I know that's not gonna sit well with you, but
it's okay. Hey, like that's why we have both of us here for this tier list. Two opinions.
Yeah, of course. If we're not gonna have different opinions in the tier list, we're gonna have different opinions in the colors. So let's see.
Crobat. Crobat had his job stolen by Heatran, because now we kind of have a switch into Leaf Storm. Crobat was really good, I think, as a niche answer to Serperior back before all the drops of the guys, because Crobat outpaces if 4X resists Leaf Storm. I've seen this guy on stand a lot. I have a really big Crobat fan in my community. From my oldest tier list, I've had long posts titled Justice for Crobat, and he's given me all the set variety and all these arguments for why Crobat should be higher on the tier list. So this time might be the time we give justice for Crobat. I think you want to know what I was thinking recently? Crobat is basically like a Ruination clicker like Ting Lu. You know Ruination?
Yeah, I know what you.
He's got Super Fang. He's got Super Fang and Taunt. I feel like he could harass a lot of guys, and we just don't see that. He should be out here ruinating. I want to see you guys out here clicking Super Fang with Crobat. I haven't really used them. I probably put them like B or B minus probably.
I like B actually. I like B.
He
has a lot of utilities and
fits with these guys. Color wise, right? They're all purple.
Yeah, color wise, you're down with matching. It definitely got nerfed with Jirachi and Heatran there, but Crobat is still Crobat. In my opinion, I might sound biased, but anything which is a very nice check to Serp is automatically a decent one, because we don't have much of that luxury to counter Serp. So even if we have Heatran could still get cheese with HP ground. But Crobat, you're not gonna get cheese with Serp. It's still a premier answer. You might get cheese with glare hacks and shit, but still, you're talking about a one which could first Serp out, is decent versus Breloom, I would say. Like when you know what kind of Breloom you're facing, it's a decent stall breaker, probably one of the best stall breakers with Brave Bird, Toxic Taunt, Roost. You're talking about shutting down a whole stall team with it. U-turn Taunt, it's a good pivot as well.
Crobat has so much utility, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, it just depends on the matchup. Like, if you're not facing Heatran and Jirachi, I think it will, not always, but would have a really nice matchup into it. You know, into most stuff, it would be decent. So I think Crobat is fairly a B mon.
Definitely. Plot, Toxic, Taunt, U-turn. He can do it all. He's a nice little bird guy, and he stops Serperior from being AIDS, which is always good.
Yeah.
B for Blastoise.
B for Blastoise, huh?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the way I see it. It's the same letter. I want to put him in B plus, but like, can I really do that in good conscience? I can. Nobody's gonna stop me.
I know that you fuck with Blastoise big time. You know that I haven't. Oh, actually used it once in OU.
That's it.
That's about it. I made one team only with it one time, with a friend of mine. Shout out to Luke. But Blastoise, other than Shell Smash, what the fuck does it do?
Rapid spins. That's it though. It's got those two moves.
Yeah, but like, by the way, it's a fantastic mon against offense. Just because of the typing and the accessibility and Shell Smash, it's hard to revenge kill.
Absolutely, it's great into offense.
You just can't revenge kill it with priorities easily. It just blocks Bullet Punch, blocks Ice Shard. You only have Extreme Speed and Mach Punch.
Yes,
then
great
type. What if you're slow? So in my opinion, Blastoise might be the first B minus mon on top of Pelipper.
I'm putting him here.
That's me, but fair enough. If you want to find the mid ground, alright, I don't mind B.
Blastoise is definitely a one trick. I was gonna put him in B, and then I was looking at the other guys in the B tier, and I'm like, man, I think he's better than Clef, Tentacruel, Crobat, Cloyster, and Magnezone. But B for Blastoise, we'll put him in there. Blastoise is certainly a one trick, and really he only fits on one archetype, which is screens, due to the incredible roll compression that he provides for that style of play. There's really not that many Pokemon that can both spin and be a threat under screens, right? So yeah, I'm a fan of him, but he's definitely incredibly niche, and that's really all he does. Floppy Hand Mienshao. I have been playing more Mienshao. Actually, my first Mienshao like ever in this game. I've begun playing. I don't like his lack of moveset. Since Knockoff is not a strong move in this game, he only really has 3 moves. CC, U-turn, and Stone Edge, and I guess like Fake Out. But I like him. I really like the Assault Vest set. It has a good speed tier since it so perfectly outpaces Hydreigon. I've been building a lot of teams that are kind of weak to plot Hydreigon, so slapping on the regen Assault Vest Mienshao has been a boon. I've seen people spam this Pokemon for ages before me. Mienshao is kind of unique because I am never scared or bothered when I see a Mienshao. You get what I mean? It's not like I'm gonna queue up into someone and be like, oh no, they have a Mienshao, Well, like, I still think he's decent. Very honest, floppy-handed Mon. I don't like for my Regenerator Pokemon to take spikes. I would much rather have a Tornadus, but at least he resists rocks. You've probably used more Mienshao than me as a balanced player. I would think to put him, with my uneducated opinion, I'd probably put him probably A- with how often I see him. My heart says B+. I don't think that's right. I feel like he's A- at least. I think it's a great switch into Heatran. I want to build a team with U-Turn Mienshao into Dice Weavile, because I feel like Gliscor is just such a free entry point for Mienshao, you know? So it's... I can't call him too good when... they can run Life Orb HPI, so he does have a way to touch the best Pokemon in the game, aka Gliscor.
Not only that, bro. You're missing out on some crazy assets, by the way. It gets Grass Note.
Oh?
It can cheese Jellicent and Bolt Starmie.
Okay.
It can get Acrobatics, Sword Dance, Substitute, Baton Pass. Bro, trust me, this mod is a sleeper just because we have too many mods to think about and want to play and people spam and shit. So, Mienshao is, in my opinion, it's an A- one. But like, the move pool that it has is very underrated. Not only that, it can be CB, Sword Dance, Scarf, AV, and potentially, I'm gonna remove potentially out of the picture. It is the best AV user, just because of Regenerator. It's the best. Nothing can top it.
AV Regen will be a timeless combo.
The speed tier of it is outpacing all of the above Mons except Starmie, like the speedy Starmie.
It outpaces everything except base 100s. The only thing that outpaces it is, base 110s, excuse me. It outpaces Garchomp. We don't even have base 100, so it's really just Starmie and Serp are the only two that Mienshao doesn't outpace.
Gengar, Starmie, Serp, Gengar, Infernape, and like there are some ones, but it outpaces a lot of ones. Let's see. I would go with A-, honestly.
Blob. Fat, pink, ugly Blob. I don't like Chansey in this game because of Wish Teleport. It makes me mad. Just because of the, what's the word? It's the, principle. It's the principle of the thing, right? Chansey should not be passing these fat ass wishes for free. So whenever I see Chansey's fat ass, I just get angry. But, there's plenty of people that don't use Chansey as a wish teleporter. They use it like soft boiled, rocks, toxic, toss type beat.
I'm not gonna comment on Chansey, bro.
Oh?
I'm not gonna comment on that one. The last time I used Chansey was before COVID, BC, bro. That I don't know, that one it doesn't sit well with me. It just doesn't sit well. So you can rate it. You can say anything about it. I'm not gonna say anything.
Chansey is a premier offensive presence in the PokeMMO metagame. Its best sets are Choice Spectacles, Choice Scarf, calm mind. Fuck Chansey. Chansey's annoying. You'll see it so much. Passes Wish into Weezing, Tank Chomp. I don't really like that enables Weezing is really what makes me so mad. When I think of Chansey in this game, I think of Weezing's dumb ass with neutralizing gas. Yeah, Chansey, aka the half of Chansey's Skarm. Really great Mon, will be used forever, will be spammed forever, not really much to say about it. I haven't played Chansey in this game because I try to play teams that I think people will want to enjoy watching me play, and I don't know if Chansey's applicable, so.
Chansey is the anti-content creator, Mon.
Exactly, bro, exactly.
The moment you see Chansey in a video, you're gonna leave ASAP. ASAP.
ASAP.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, bro.
For alligator.
For alligator. A matchup fishing Mon.
It is. It is a matchup
nice.
fishing Mon.
It's nice. It's nice, but it's a matchup fishing Mon. Like you probably don't want to face Ferrothorns if you don't have superpower, or you want to face Rotom-Wash if you don't have Crunch.
Crunch, exactly. You're gonna have 4 move syndrome no matter what. You can't cover everything between Waterfall, Ice Fang, Superpower, Crunch, because you need to hit the Starmies, the Bull Jellicents, or whatever. You will never cover everything. But if you run to a matchup where they don't have the Mon that you can't touch, then you're gonna go crazy. He's also big.
I noticed something. I noticed something.
What'd you notice, friend?
Blastoise and Feraligatr, 2 water starters. In OU, they're matchup fishy.
No, Blastoise is an honest Pokemon. He spins.
I'll tell you something. Both of them enjoy offense matchups.
They do.
That's about. So we finally managed to make a link between Blastoise and Feraligatr. Okay.
I gotta put him here because I can't call him better than Blastoise. You feel me?
Yeah, B minus, whatever. I mean, not really something to argue about that much.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
He got interesting stuff coming up.
Like Weavile. Weavile got loaded dice.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Weavile has Pursuit. Weavile has Punishment, which I think is really good. I've not played a lot of Weavile because I don't like the fact that it's walled by every steel type in the game, basically. But I think now that it has loaded dice, the premier set on the PvP statistics is like loaded dice. So I kind of do want to test out a loaded dice team at some point. See if my opinion changes. It also can threaten out Gliscor, which is amazing, you know? Weavile with Punishment can stop like Suicune from setting up 50 million calm minds, because for those who don't know, Punishment is a move that punishes your opponent based off of the amount of stat boosts they have. So Weavile, just a very fast guy, can offensively check Serp, which I think is a big deal because Serp is such an annoying guy. I'd have him at least in A-. Maybe it should be higher, but like I'm hesitant to call it that because I haven't played enough with him to call my opinion educated. You much of a Weavile spammer?
From time to time, I would say I played it. I have a shiny one from a tournament, so I definitely tried it in multiple ways. Now that it got loaded dice, it's actually very huge, because I think loaded dice 4 hits is much better than CB 2 hits or 3 hits. So it opens up room for it to become a sweeper rather than, I wouldn't even call it a wall breaker, but it's supporting offensive mon, I would say, in a way. It's not a wall breaker at all. It just don't have it. It doesn't have that. It's an anti-setup sweeper. That's I would say. In terms of Suicune Reuniclus, has a very important speed tier, the fastest one in OU. It can get walled, I would say, but it can also be forgotten. At certain times, it can be forgotten and it would look like it has a very nice matchup. So in my opinion, I don't think it's A at all. It's not A. It's not A yet. I think it's somewhere between A- and B+, just because it's a mod that it feels very hard to fit.
It is tough to fit for sure. I would feel bad putting him in B+. I think it's better than that, so I'm going to keep him right here in A-. I was thinking at least A- as well. Yeah, looking at the caliber of Mons in A, it looks like he would fit here in A- instead, just looking at the Mons around him.
Yeah.
If you guys disagree, like, severely with anything we say, please comment down below. I'm interested to know what you guys think. The Smooth Duck. I actually really like the Smooth Duck. I want to put him, like, right here.
P2. P2. The underrated moment. The Heatran check with teleport.
Yes, with you trace Heatran, you switch in, you take that Flash Fire, and if the Heatran doesn't have Taunt, then you humiliate him. Easy
big
pivot.
Booty, thick fat lover.
I love Porygon too.
Yeah, I love it too, man. And also, the multi-scale absorber.
Yes, tracing multi-scale with D-Knight, like if you keep your P2 at full, and it's the best Dragonite check in the game, because you're going to have Ice Beam, you're going to have multi-scale, right? So, Smooth Duck, really a very fun Pokemon. He has Teleport in this game, but he doesn't have Wish Teleport, so I don't really mind him. Bolt Beam coverage, you'll see him on Trick Room. I don't think his only niche is on Trick Room. I think you can put him on regular teams pretty easily. But, I really like his design. I'm just a fan of Porygon too. He's a cool mon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think B+, A- is deserving for it. A- might sound too nice because you don't see much of it, but I think it has a lot. And also, I'll tell you something. It's definitely top 2 Gyarados checks in the game. When it comes
True,
down to Ferrothorn,
you can intimidate, trace, and then you have discharge. Yeah, totally, you're right. I was looking at the Mons in A-, and I was like, can I put Porygon 2 here? And there's probably an argument for it, but I'm putting him in B+ because we don't have as many Pokemon in B+.
We gotta fill up some people out there, huh?
Exactly. I'm trying to get some bodies in these other tiers that we don't have as many guys in. Gengar has Nasty Plot and Toxic Spikes in this game. Gengar, you see a lot of people running like Bold with Toxic Spikes and Wisp and a Hex and stuff like that, and like Trick Black Sludge. Gengar has a lot of stuff in this game that he doesn't have in lower tiers. That's interesting to see him. Shout out, go ahead.
Shout out to Pickle, sweet for you. For the Trick Bold Gengar.
True. Big shout out to Sweet for you, my goat.
The mastermind behind it.
Who has moved on from PokeMMO to bigger and better things.
Rest in peace.
I have not
Show that.
used much Gengar myself, except for, I think, actually Sweet for You's Double Dog Team.
Gengar is fair in B+. I was
going to say, right next to Porygon 2 actually makes sense to me.
It's very fair there.
Channeler sucks. Channeler got his job stolen by Heatran.
Rest in peace, the one that used to light up my teams. It used to light up my teams. It used to revenge kill. It used to do many things. But now that Heatran is there, we're gonna put Chandelure down. We're gonna turn off the lights and spark the flames of Heatran, the volcanic flames. So yeah, Chandelure didn't drop to C because it still has niches in teams.
Well,
I don't say it's C.
Yeah, but that's how you spell Chandelure.
Oh, we're gonna go with spelling.
Well, that's I just dropped him for a sec. I'm not really putting him in C. Well, I think he's probably like B. If I'm giving my real answer, I think he's probably like B. If I'm not just spelling Chandelure. Do you think he's even better than B?
No. It's definitely better than the B minus ones. So for now, we're gonna say that it's B.
Okay.
I don't mind that. I mean, not B minus, B. B sounds fair. K for Kingdra, because it's the king.
True. Where's our K tier? I mean, Rain is Rain. We're just gonna put him right side Pelipper. I guess you can use him outside of Rain if you want to use like Sniper. The old Sniper Focus Energy Critdra set.
Yeah. Why not?
Kingdra, just a Rain sweeper. If you see him not on Rain, it's gonna be on screens. He's gonna click Focus Energy, and he's gonna spam Draco Meteor and crit you every single time. Those are pretty much the only two things I think we're gonna see Kingdra do in this game. Not much to really be said about him.
Metagross. Another one which was really nice, but it fell off due to the steel types.
Yes, with the addition of our two steel types, Metagross is certainly much more of a niche pick than he was earlier. Jirachi straight up has the same typing as him.
Jirachi just surpasses it with everything. Sadly, Metagross was a nice one.
That's not true.
I would say it's B is good. B is good for it.
It can do one thing better than Jirachi, actually. And that is agility weakness policy. Because we got policy now.
Until you face Skarmory and get rolled out.
Yeah, exactly. But if that doesn't happen, you do a lot.
B is fair for it just because it's close to UU now also, I would say. Chandelure and Metagross are Mons that are close to UU. Maybe in a few months' time, we'll see them dropping to UU.
I think Chandelure did drop, but I might be making that up.
I'm not sure about it. I'm too dead to see. But I don't think it dropped. I think it's close to dropping. But yeah, I mean, if we're being fair, it's in a very close level to what's next to it in B. Like, if we look at the B Mons, they're all like either one purpose or one archetype, or I don't know. It just feels fair to be there.
Okay. I think Metagross is a bit more splashable than these guys, but I get what you're saying. He fits alongside them. I get what you're saying. He's the same caliber as these other guys, and he's not as good as Big Zonger, so I think this fits perfectly.
Did you miss the bar? I think you did miss the bar. I said that it's fair to be there.
Oh, fucking B slapper, because it's the B tier. Wait, you're spitting. My bad. Thank you for bringing that back up. Can't believe I almost missed that shit.
It's fine. And here comes the big bird. Usopp.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you remember my Zapdos nickname. It's not a very good one, but I do often name my Zapdos as Usopp. My immediate thought is A+, because I think it's better than every single Pokemon in A tier, but I can't call him better than the stuff in A+. So I think I put him like right here. There's probably actually,
I'll let you say what you want to say, and I'm gonna...
Yeah, go ahead. I almost want to... I'm trying to think. I was gonna say I would hear out an argument for S, but now I'm trying to, like, think. Because here's the thing. With Hurricane in this game, Zapdos has coverage for everything in the entire tier aside from Chansey and Gastrodon. And Chansey and just gets volted on right aside with Heatran. Before the Heatran drop, I would call Zapdos S. Now that Heatran has entered the field, I want to be positive and say that Zapdos's reign of terror has been slightly ended. Zapdos is very important because It's the best check ever to Broken Serperior. You click Hurricane on Broken and Conkeldurr. Pretty much, so many Pokemon you look and see it beats bam, 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 beats this, beats this, beats this, beats this, beats this. Oh, man, do I put him S? No, I'm gonna put him right here. I'm gonna put him right here.
Okay, my argument isn't really in where it is.
Okay.
But it's more of... Heatran really doesn't do shit to it. Zapdos can switch into Heatran, but Heatran is slower than Zapdos for it to do something.
You need to invest in speed and Heatran if you want to catch it with a Toxic or something as it volts out on you.
Yeah, you need to invest a lot. You need to invest a lot of speed for you to be threatening as Heatran to Zapdos.
Absolutely.
Zapdos for me is still the one that when you look down below, you feel like, shit, you need to have this to not be so weak to Zapdos. But that doesn't... The same argument can't be made about Gliscor. Like, you can't be weak to Gliscor, but you can get annoyed by a Gliscor. But Zapdos coverage is just something that you would say, yeah, fuck, I can't switch into Toxic. I can't switch the 50-50 or Volt Switch or HP Ice or Hurricane or... It's too threatening because the offensive drawback of you switching into a Volt Switch is not something easy for you as a non-stall archetype or a non-balanced archetype where you have Chansey or Gastrodon or... Zapdos made me use Careful Excadrill. It made me rethink about Careful Hippowdon just because it's existing. Even Jirachi, like a slow Jirachi won't do anything to Zapdos. It needs a very fast Jirachi, like a Jolly one, or like a Calm Mind setup one. But still, Zapdos is, in my opinion, if it's not S, then it's definitely the first A+ mon. There is no doubt about that.
Look, I'm happy putting him in S. I just didn't want to seem like a complainer as I bitched about Hurricane RNG. But now that we both agree, we can put him up there just fine. That is fine with me. I take no issue with putting Zapdos in S. I was literally thinking, like, man, if I put him straight into S with no thought, then I look like a complainer. But ArtOfKilling, another very gifted player, agrees that Zapdos is an annoying piece of shit. Fucking stupid shit bird. And I hate him!
Oh, God. It's not really. It's not. I told you, it's not about where you place it, but the fact that it's heavily strong. It's too strong. But I guess we're just coping with it. We're like in a coping mechanism way of handling Zapdos, you know. So yeah, I mean, it's next to Gliscor in a different way. Gliscor is just the jack of all trades, but Zapdos is the card handler itself. Like, it's...
Zapdos is a piece of shit and I hate him. And I hate his stupid face and his beak. I hope that we get... Who drops that would help us with Zapdos? Not you. I guess the Lotties to an extent, but not even really. Nothing.
Just because of Hurricane, not really.
Yeah, literally nothing. There's nothing. Bummer. Yeah, just the perfect coverage.
Nothing.
It's going to be annoying for the entirety. If it hits Hurricane on you, you're going to get confused. You're going to lose the game because life isn't fair. That's really what it comes down to. Hydreigon has Nasty Plot in this game, but Draco Meteor banned. I noticed that the rank 1 stall now uses an AV Mienshao on the team. I would assume that outpaces Hydreigon, because it looks like the whole team otherwise gets fried by like Taunt plus Nasty Plot plus Roost, like the one attack type beat. You know what I'm talking about? So
yeah.
I really like Hydreigon. I think that it's... I always want to try to fit Hydreigon on my team, and I'm like... I always like fail to do so because I'm like, man, this is just another guy that's gonna die to Mach Punch, or like, this is just another guy that's gonna die to Starmie. I've seen people use Hydreigon in really interesting ways. I've seen them run Spadef variants that like check Starmie and Heatran. I've seen Specs. I've seen the one attack Nasty Plot set that is
Mixed.
so good.
Mixed as well.
Mixed, yeah, totally. Superpower to catch Tyranitar and Chansey. I don't think Chansey, I think just T-Tar dies. I think
I pretty much agree with what you said.
I think I put him in A minus, probably.
A minus sounds very fair, yeah. A minus sounds very fair.
Hydreigon no longer has perfect coverage with 2 moves across the entire tier. Hydreigon used to be super annoying because it could just run Dragon Pulse and Flamethrower and it hits everything, right? Because we didn't have Heatran.
Yeah.
Now that Heatran is here, it has to consider some alternatives like Earth Power or Focus Blast, you know?
Yeah.
Another Flying Dark Bird type. No, go ahead. You got something to say about Hydreigon?
No. I wanted to say that I think we pretty much covered what Hydreigon can do and where it should be.
Yeah, it's
as for Mandibuzz, I'll start with saying that Mandibuzz has more users in OU than UU, but it's just a forgotten one because people don't want to play walls or pivots. People would prefer offensive ones. I think it can belong into the B tier as well. It's a very decent Serp check, by the way, as in careful variant.
Great Breloom check
has-
since it has Overcoat.
Yeah. Also, if it's Impish, it's very good versus Gyarados and the Dragons and with Foul Play.
Yeah, Foul Play is
It's
just a
too
broken
annoying.
move. I hate
You know.
Foul Play.
So I think it's very fair for it to be B. Just because it gets annoyed by rocks and how also the meta right now is more ice oriented. It's not the favorable place for it. But yeah, I think B is fair. I think B for the bird is fair.
B for Bird
And,
makes sense to me. I put him next to Hippo because he didn't take Sandstorm shit, but I'm not really big on Mandibuzz. I don't have a strong opinion on him. This is a guy I know you have a strong opinion on. Big Crawdaunt. You've used much more Crawdaunt than me in this game.
1 pound fish, come on ladies, come on ladies. 1
Oh.
pound fish, 1 pound fish. That is
That's Crawdaunt's theme song?
no, it's my own Crawdaunt theme song, but it's like a guy who was selling fish in a nice way in the UK. So I was linking the song to Crawdaunt. I love Crawdaunt. I'm a fan, but like if people don't know, and if you don't know, my best typing is Dark. So I'm always biased to Dark types, all of them. Like Dark is definitely the best typing in terms of the mons that it has. You're talking about Hydreigon, Tyranitar, Weavile, Crawdaunt, Mandibuzz, fucking Bisharp, King Gambit, all bro. Dark is Dark, bro. Crawdaunt, it's one of the best wall stall breakers in the game.
Yes. Massive wall breaker, insane stall breaker, Swords Dance, Crab Hammer, Crunch, Booper Power, you can do it all. You can do it all.
I think it's better than Feraligatr.
Oh, it is. I just put him in
think
C
it's
for
better.
Crawdaunt while I was waiting for you to talk, that's all. Just the...
No. I'm not gonna allow that.
I'm not keeping him there,
gonna-
it's just how you spell Crawdaunt. It's just how you spell Crawdaunt. I actually wanted to put him like here.
That would make a lot of people mad that I know.
Excellent.
Because I rate him like a B plus type away, and people see that that one is like C, you know.
No, that makes him mad.
I think it's B actually. I think it's B. think it's B, but I know that you want to fill up B plus, and I'm over.
That's literally, bro. I'm like, this tier doesn't have enough Pokemon. I gotta put Crawdaunt there.
I'm seeing the mouse, you know, going up to the B plus, and I know that, but we're gonna find one. We're gonna find some.
We'll find some
So
B plus
here comes
guys.
the fucking snake. Here comes the fucking green snake that I hate.
Serperior.
Yeah. Fuck that Mon, bro. Fuck that. Shouldn't have existed Mon.
Yeah,
Lord
Serperior
have mercy.
doesn't even make sense to be in this game for those who don't know, because Serperior.
He wasn't there in
Yeah, hidden ability was not there in Generation 5. For those who don't know, if you use Serperior in Generation 5, you're using Coil. You did not have Contrary Leaf Storm to spam. But there's just some dev that really likes Serperior, which is why we've got hidden ability Serperior. And now we all have to pay the price of that dev being a fan of Serp. I think Serp used to be one of the least checkable mons in the game before the addition of Heatran. Now it has to run like Subseed.
HP ground.
Yeah, it can run HP ground too, but then you don't break all the other steals. I think that Glare is like one of the most broken moves ever.
Fuck that move. Fuck that one. I hate this shit.
I hate Glare.
Done. I hate because Glare, I don't know, for some reason it feels way worse than Thunder Wave. It feels like you're fully paralyzed every time. You just can't move. And it happened to me many times. I don't know, Glare feels like the same way Hurricane is busted in MMO. Where you would hit 5 Hurricanes and miss 5 Hurricanes. Like, there is no balance. Glare paralysis is unbalanced. This one has many variants: AV, Lead Seed, Glare, Defog, Bulky Defog, Bold Defog. Come on. Is this an offensive mon, or what is this snake, bro?
It's a screener, you didn't know? It puts up screens.
Serp as well, yeah,
can do whatever he wants. He can
It has
bold, defog, synthesis. You can literally, this thing can be annoying 50 different ways, bro. And every set's annoying.
Taunt, Knockoff.
Good call, yeah. Taunt and knockoff are knockoff Serp and later gens is always so funny to me. Because they go Chansey, they lose their EV, like, yoink! Take that shit.
Oh man. Weezing!
Yeah, Weezing is someone... I hate this guy more than Serp, can I tell you that? I hate Weezing.
Yeah. What the hell? You just... What the hell? What is happening?
I moved Chansey up from A-. I want to put him together, and I'm like, man, is he really... No, I'll just put him here. Sorry. A plus didn't have enough guys. I wanted to make him even. I want to put him like right here. I don't know about you. I feel like these mons go together because Chansey passes the wish to Weezing, so they might as well be next to each other. Weezing can delete every ability in the game with neutralizing gas. You don't have Technician on your Scizor or your Breloom. You don't have Guts on your Conk. You don't have Magic Guard on your Reuniclus. You don't have Poison Heal on your Gliscor. Gliscor can get +6 Swords Dance, about to crush an entire stall team that has no unaware. Nope. Weezing is about to come out, click Protect, and you're just gonna die. You're gonna take 100% from all the stacked up poison damage because he neutralized your gas. God, do I hate this stupid fucking shit mon. I hate him.
I agree. I feel like A is fair for him. Definitely one of the best Serp checks, Conk checks, and you can't find many mons that have that.
Absolutely. Its roll compression is absolutely insane for bulky, like fat teams, which is why I don't use them very often. But like, I have to imagine this is a boon to anyone who enjoys like semi-stall or stall. This Pokemon, wow, it does so much, bro. It's actually bonkers.
Yeah, and also shutting down Gliscor Toxicor with Protect and cheesing it. Yeah. Cheap. What the fuck is Diro doing there?
I don't know.
Are we? Which one are we gonna let it take its role? Which one?
Oh.
D for Ditto.
D, yeah, we had to keep our D. No. We'll just put Ditto away. I don't care about him. Sorry. And we got to. I want to keep this below 3 hours, if at all possible. How many more do we have? 1, 2.
Hours? Oh my god.
The first one was like an hour 34, and we're at 45 minutes now. So another 45 minutes, we're going to be at 3 hours. But we don't have that many more guys to go. We've got Ninetales, Suicune, Rotom, Lucario, Raikou, Blissey, and Diglett, and Tangrowth. And that's it. I think we stop there.
We're gonna have to rap god this shit. Okay, so basically Ninetales doesn't have any roll compression. All you is just Sun Setter and Baton Pass. So Healing Wish is decent, it got added to it. So I think Ninetales is not a bad one, but still it doesn't have any benefit outside of Sun. So that's why we're gonna put it in the same tier as Pelipper, as Torkoal, as all of them.
I like Ninetales better than Torkoal because of Healing Wish. I think that Healing Wish is so crazy. A really great buff to Sun. Because you can bring back your Entei, you can bring back your Conk, you can bring back your Venusaur, and you get another chance. So, yeah, I think that this is the better Sunset compared to Torkoal, and I think it's right alongside Rain as like a B- playstyle. Suicune.
Suicune.
Suicune
is definitely up there, because I'm gonna say one thing only. This one has two weaknesses. Grass, electric. As far as electric goes, we don't have electric breakers or electric sweepers. We might have Rotom-Wash Nasty Plot, but that's a forgotten set. We're gonna talk about them on. If we remove electric outside the picture, it only gets annoyed by grass. It's a fat ass motherfucking dog. So when we're talking about no grass existence, how the fuck are you gonna revenge kill this one? Just explain to me. In my opinion, it's definitely one of the best, if not the best, Mamo switch-ins in the game, or ice switch-ins in the game, because of how fat it is, how pressuring Scald can be. It has rest. It might not be the most great-looking one on paper, but trust me, at times, you would be making a team which can get 6-0 against Suicune, without you even realizing, just because you don't have grass or you don't have a way to disallow this one from setting up, you not dying and surviving and killing it. It's very difficult. It's very hard. So
I've been victim of building a team and not realizing that I get 6-0'd by Suicune. It's one of those mons that sneak up on you.
It happens a lot. A lot of teams. This Suicune is a menace. It's a menace. I would say maybe a stall breaker, menace, fat setup sweeper. It's an upgraded Reuniclus in a type of way. If we're talking about Reuniclus being a wall, but at the same time it can set up as a stall breaker, that dog is much better in terms of that role. So I think A+ A is very fine for it.
I think he should probably be at the top of A with the other water types, but I'm putting him in A+ because there's less Pokemon in A+, basically.
Okay, so we're filling things up. Okay, let's go. What's next? What do we have?
Rotom in the cut!
Rotom-Mo.
Why is he here? You wanted to put Rotom-Mo in the tier list, so let's hear what you have to say about him.
I actually forgot. That was a week ago, bro.
Alright, goodbye.
I mean, it has some utilities, but let's leave that aside. So what we are gonna have next is Lucario, my favorite mon, the shiny that I accidentally hatched and had to sell just because of how harsh the life circumstances is. I had to do it.
Times are tough.
To make other things. My boy Lucario is a fishing fighting type. At times where Weezing, Jellicent is not there, it can be very annoying with Ice Punch +2 close combat, extreme speed.
I think that's the best set as well.
Yeah, you never know. If you have Ice Punch, you can't hit Jellicent. If you can hit Jellicent with Crunch, then you're not gonna hit
Gliscor.
Gliscor pretty well. Yeah, so here in OU, it's very different from how it is in UU, because here we actually have many checks to it, either offensively or defensively. So I think Lucario, it's kind of tempting to put on B+, actually. I think B+ is fair. What you saying?
Well, that's where I put him, so seems good to me. I put him right alongside the other fishermen. Because, I mean, Volk and Lucario are both going to smash offense, potentially, with extreme speed. Lucario has great coverage, but it has the same problem as for Alligator, kind of, where it's not going to be able to hit everything with its moves. Like, Bold Starmie is just something that is going to wall, close combat, and ice punch, and probably eats +2 E-speed, too. So, I think this is about where he should go. It feels right to me.
Raikou.
Huh.
I think Raikou is much better than what's below it, actually. It's much better than Magnezone, much better than Crawdaunt.
Yeah, I didn't want to put him in B, because I was looking, he's definitely better than every single guy here, right?
Yeah, also, like, when it's Calm Mind and you're facing offense, you're just gonna...
It's gonna smoke your pack.
Very good day. Yeah, the speed of it, the high special attack, the bulkiness that it has, which can make it live some attacks, an offensive counter, I would say, to Zapdos. Not a check. I don't think you can check it with like you don't check Raikou with Zapdos, but you can definitely annoy Zapdos with Raikou. I wouldn't say it's a check. Yeah, I think it has very nice utilities, but it just depends on the matchup. Like, if you're facing Chansey, then you might as well just go back home, you know? So
yeah, it's definitely not as up there with Suicune, but he's cool. I like his design more than Suicune. He's a cool dog. He's a fun Pokemon to use, I think. I'm not going to talk about Blissey. Fuck Blissey.
So Tangrowth.
Tangrowth is hard. He hasn't been here that long, but I also don't see him in a lot of teams. Honestly, I don't see him get used all that much. In OU, I think that the only set to run is Rocky Helmet, Fizdef. In UU, I think they're all running Assault Vest, which is interesting. But since that the OU metagame is so primarily physically dominant, Rocky Helmet Tang is decent. It's a knocker. If Smooge was here, he'd be very happy that Tangrowth is here, probably. I'm almost thinking like I put him right above P2.
Yes, I agree.
Because, like,
I definitely agree.
He's okay. It's a regen guy, but there's better regen guys. I never really understood why Smooge was so excited or happy about the prospect of Tangrowth getting added to PokeMMO. I think Slowbro would have done a lot more. But yeah, he is here in the metagame, I guess. It's
a nice one. I like it because it's regen, very tanky. HPI is knockoff. Giga Drain Earthquake is a very big coverage. I don't think it's A- because I feel like Amoonguss, in terms of being another regenerator grass type, outpaces it in a certain way because it has a much more balanced special defense stat, which allows it to be played more as an Assault Vest Bold, or like a calm with Black Sludge. I think Amoonguss has more utility compared to Tangrowth, especially with Spore. Like, we're talking about a huge difference. So I think Tangrowth is fair in B+. Very fair for it.
You're right. Those are good comparisons to Amoonguss, his little twin. Yeah, it doesn't have Spore or anything like that. So I think that makes sense. And lastly, our last Pokemon that we will talk about here today. Oh my god, we're actually going to be below 3 hours, I think. Diglett.
Oh, Lord have mercy. The D tier. Welcome.
Diglett! should not be allowed in the game. Diglett is an arena trapping, yoinking piece of shit.
I'm dropping the mic. I'll leave you on this one.
Okay. Diglett!
You can have your own fair of like a huge space of you venting out. So
should not exist in this game. I'm not gonna go too long because this video's already been here for way too long. But ban Diglett. It had like 3% tournament usage. Why is that right? Shedinja with dry baton pass and Diglett is so stupid. Ban this. They banned Dugtrio because they knew that shit was broken. So why is he still here? Anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. I wanted to do another update, a little tier list, because I felt like the one I did with Smooch wasn't that serious. So a big shout out to ArtOfKilling for being willing to join me on this long video and give me his thoughts and opinions and his time on this metagame. Hopefully this was a really educational video for anyone who watched it and wants to get into PvP. Is there anything you want to say to the people, ArtOfKilling?
What I want to say to the people. I want to say that enjoy the game much as you can, guys. Don't think too much about the meta. Play what you want to play. It's always gonna change, and until we reach the end game of everything being unwrapped, you don't have to be bothered about, oh, you're being weak to this mon too much, oh, you can't have anything for this. Just enjoy as much as possible, whether it's offensively, defensively, any kind of archetype. Don't put any kind of obstacles in terms of you wanting to make a team the way you want to make it. If it's not working, you can still adjust it. That's about it. And thank you so much, guys. I hope that this has been a very informative video. I know that it's kind of more serious than what Spidget and Smooch might be doing in the past, which might not be very interesting or entertaining as would.
No. They're fine. We hate Smooch. This is way better. So make sure you guys comment down below saying thank you to ArtOfKilling, and make sure you guys subscribe, because I don't think I said that a single time in this 3 hours. I'll probably have to put it at the beginning.
You gotta subscribe, boys.
Subscribe.
So,
all right.
Yeah. So we keep getting more content, and thank you so much.
That's right. Thank you so much. Until next time, everybody.